Morning folks, it's Friday morning, another day. Comments and likes for yesterday's video, Thursday's, with splitting this thing apart and the problems we've found so far. Hey, I want to get this here lump off this morning. So we've got the chain in the crane winched up to it, and say the pins do move, which is a bonus. So we'll try and get those off, ready to send it off to make sure all the bushes and everything are right, because yeah, they were done, but there's some damage. So let's start getting it off. First thing I have noticed is that there is some up and down play. So it's obviously missing the thrust washers in there. It shouldn't be doing that. There should be just enough room to get that pin out of there. So I've got an old one here, and that will just go up enough to clear to come out. So just check the measurements and say bottom one there, take the nut out, it'll go downwards. One pin removed from said steering ram. Tops of these have got a little flat either side, and it does just stick up just enough to be able to get a spanner on there to hold it. And thankfully the nut came undone, because it's all quite greasy there, which is a bonus. Well, we have got the bottom pin now out. We've got to hope we can get the top one out as it's supported. We're nearly there. I think that's free as a bird. Should be. Nearly, but not quite. Just need a little bit more. Not a lot, just a bit. That's it, that's got him. He's out. He's out. Well, we have got a thrust washer in there, of sorts. We have got a rather warm one there. Hey, it's off. Get him out of there. No, gotta move the crane. You stay there a minute, I'll be back. Long way around with the crane. Grab the chain. Yeah. Right, we've got it. It's out. Get that out there for safekeeping. So there's a bit too much play on that bearing, because that should be held quite firm in there to keep that shaft level when you put that together. So we've got to get that out anyway. At least we can get this on a pallet and take it down to the man who's going to have a look at it and check it for dimensions everywhere. Another customer said some years ago he had a lot of work done on this, but you can see this has been I'll say line board or machined out, and you centre bit in there, because the bearings they're all good. There's no play in those at all. So I guess it's just that, and probably a combination of up and down movement for not having the correct thrust washers in there. Right, time for a brew. Now we got that off. I have just boxed up slave cylinders to go off for repair, and some parts to go to Germany for somebody else. We got that lump removed from there. A couple of blocks of wood, keep it up. Yeah, get by myself. So we can get that in the van with the other bit that I've already loaded up over there. That's there in clean up, ready to go. Oh, we've got the PTO clutcher on the bench here. I'll start pulling it apart and see what excuse me, what damage there is, if any. Hopefully not inside, but obviously the outer case, that is definitely out. Let's pull everything out and have a closer look and see what these friction discs look like. Bit of wear there, but it's all right there. So yeah, most things out. This centre bit should pull out, but he's locked to that. He's tight. So whether he's picked up on the inside that on the bush bearing. Let's get the clip off, get the brake off, and yeah, see if we can get that bit out, because that shouldn't be that tight in there. Right, we've got the brake unit off. This was a new replacement part. There's no sign of scoring in that. Cast seal rings, they're intact. But say that should just fall out of there. So we're going to have to give it a bit of a tap and see if we can get it out. Should spin, but see solid. Well, persuasion it came out. So we got a little bit warm, to say the least. But can't see anything, nothing like major scoring on there. That bush bearing in there. That's somebody's picked up on that. That feels quite rough, to be honest. I could feel, yeah, there's some grooves in it. Something's picked up in there, scored it. But anyway, this is junk because it's missing all those bits on the edge there. I've had a route around. I thought we had two, but I've only got one. I might be able to make one out of the one I got and the bits that are left. You can see we got into it, and that one spins freely. But I say, that's the wrong spline in there. So I'm just going to hope when we get this lot out, that will spin in there like that's doing. All right, we've got everything out. We just only got the bevel plate left in the bottom there, and the piston, which will be like that. That's the one that come out of that one. So let's try this in there. That's better. That spins like it should do. When I say in that one, yeah, it would hardly go in. So, you know that fits. What about that one in there? Yeah, he won't fit in there. So that bush bearing in there has picked up and had it. So at least we got a usable part. Right, the throws are rebuilding it. We've only got effectively 3 more bits and 2 springs to go in, but this disc, that one's definitely had it. So we'll pick out one of these, it'll be one of these that's usable. They're a bit dark, but it's only because they're dry. You know, we've got all the surface on them, so we can make use of one of those in there with said spring. There was one knacker one, which is all absolutely buggered to pieces. So we've got one in there. We've got one more plate to go over the top, and a spring like that. Like when we rebuild it, actually I might swap that one for another one because he's not the best. And rebuilding it, use some Allen keys so you can squish it down and keep things down on the springs for when you put the top plate back in with the circlip. That one's in there. Then we got the one more cover plate to go on. Actually, I'll give him a wipe off first. The spring and then the plate. I needed 2 hands to get that last one in. So now we can just take these little retaining Allen keys out of the various holes. And that is back together. So now we can take that old brake unit off. And yeah, swap that for the original one. So, at least that's back together. Circlip, that's all the way in there, seated in. One PTO clutch rebuilt. So let's swap that over. After a bit of rooting around in my stores, I found a new brake lever. New ones are a bit shorter, but got a serrated area on them. That's obviously the old original one, which is just metal. So we can pop that one where it should be, and then we'll do an air test on it. See that it all works. Hopefully that's going to go in. There it goes. It goes in. We'll get the airline out and see if the clutch pack engages, and vice versa the brake comes on. So let's get that nipped up, get the airline on the go. Something ain't right with that valve, because I can hear the clutch operating, but when you put it the other way, the brake don't work. I don't know if I can try and set this up. Right, I got myself set up hands free. We're still in a shot there. Put the airline, cover the hole up. I can hear the clutch pack clicking, but what do I do with that? Lever that. Get that up. That should operate now. Oh, it does work. It's working now. It didn't a minute ago. Well, at least I know that that's doing its job. And I'm doing that. Probably can't hear it clicking, but you can hear the clutch plates doing what they should do. That's the results. It's Saturday morning. Not really feeling it this morning. I'm absolutely pooped from this week, but still got to carry on, do a bit. So I've got the drawbar out. Seeing as we've got contamination, like I said, I'll have the trumpets off to clean out in the diff housing for certain. So to make life easier for reassembling another day, I'll try and get the drawbar cradle off and get my frame in and bolt it to that. At least then I can put the sack trucks in there. When they get everything back together, it's just easy to put it all back onto that. So let's get this cradle off, get it up onto that, get the wheels off, and see how we go. Well, we've got the cradle off. I've got the old crane on the go to lift it up enough to get it on, because as you can see, it wouldn't just slide underneath. But at least we've got a fighting chance there, hopefully seeing if those pins are going to come out. And obviously, yeah, get the wheels off, but we'll get a couple of nuts on that to hold the frame onto the bottom of that lot. It's muggy again. I was surprised. That bolt and the one on the other side down there, they come undone. But I ain't gonna hold much hope for getting those pins out. They're free on the balls, but they're caught in the cast, so we're gonna give them a squirt of stuff and let them soak. And that one, I think the ball's free on there, but it's stuck in the cast. Well, here we go, more things sent to try. We got the PTO extension off, not looking the best in there. Held on with sealer, and now I can't get this bit off. He's stuck on here. Got it moving on this side of those two, but stuck fast on that side. Beat a couple of chisels in the back to keep some pressure on it. Put some squirty on it. Let's leave that for a bit and see if it does anything. Hopefully the fairings will come in, it'll be off next time I see it. Right, we got one wheel off. We got the crane on this side just to support it so we can lift it up a little bit. So I'll get those nuts undone there and get this bugger out the way. I've got the old ugga gun. Let's take a bit of strain on that. Right. They're coming undone. Nearly there. I mean, nuts stuck in the glove. Let's chuck those in the tub out the way with the rest of them. Right, all the nuts are off. We'd be good to go. Up, down, and down a little bit. That got them. A little bit easier to handle than the big ones. Still feel quite weighty though. Put them down here out the way for now. Back in a minute. Right. Now we can. Right. It's down on the deck. That shouldn't go anywhere. Sat on my frame nicely. But you have a little bit of movement on that bottom one now. Not a lot, but it moves. So it's just that top one over there that's stuck. Last attempt here before I give up and walk away. They're studs anyway, so I've got those extracted. I did try that on that one, didn't want to move. So I just think if I get those out, I wonder if I can get some movement that way on it. I don't think there's going to be much because it's held on the back, but at least it's not held on those. It's just on that one. So do the old lock a nut to a nut. Tighten that up. And hopefully that stud will come out like that. We'll see what happens in a minute. I'll get the bar behind it and beat it and see if we can get this thing off. Because I've had enough for today. I need to have a quieter weekend. See, I've got a sweat on. I got a headache. Sometimes you just got to walk away. I got some chisel screwdrivers in there, wedged in, bit of pressure on it. I'll see what it looks like tomorrow. It might give up and fall off. A lot of rusty stuff coming out, but that's probably from in there. I've tried, trying to walk away. Let that do for today. Anyway, thanks for comments and likes on the last one. Quite a few of you seem to enjoy that. So, never know what's going to happen, what challenges we're going to have. So, until the next time, enjoy your weekend. And thanks for watching. Click the old like, subscribe, drop me a comment, I'll get back to you. Much appreciated. So, until next time, catch you later.